3 years of commitment. 3 years of sacrifice. 3 years of believing love could survive
We need
anything.
to leave now. Everything we need is
Until
here.
the
Are you
truth
sure about
arrived with her luggage.
How are you at?
Yes.
For
We
3
need to
years,
sort through these
distance
documents
was
now.
the
There's
invisible
something
weight
important
that
here.
shaped every day of our marriage. It wasn't just miles, it was time zones, months of waiting, unpredictable immigration delays, and that constant ache of wanting to be with someone you couldn't reach. Every night ended with goodnight texts instead of kisses. Every argument felt 10 times heavier, and every reunion came with a countdown to the next separation. I was 26, she was 32. Our age difference never mattered. What mattered was the intensity of what we felt. From the moment we met, there was something electric, something I couldn't explain, something that made me feel like I had stumbled into the chapter of my life I didn't know I was waiting for. She had a maturity that steadied me, and I had a passion that made her feel alive again. At least, that's what she told me. Within months, we were married, not because we rushed blindly, but because we felt sure, truly sure, that the universe had aligned for us. We became one of those couples who believe they're the exception, not the rule. People warned us that long distance was hard, but we believed our connection was strong enough to withstand anything. Most couples argue about chores or weekend plans. We argued about flight prices, embassy appointments, and whether the next visit should be in 3 months or 6. Our life became a cycle of airport reunions full of tears, airport goodbyes full of heartbreak, visa forms, bank statements, documents, deadlines, hope, disappointment, and then hope again. I worked jobs I didn't want, accepted contracts far from my family and friends, saved obsessively, and planned constantly. Every extra hour I worked was for us. Every dollar went toward immigration fees, plane tickets, lawyers, and the future I believed we would share. And when the day finally came, when her visa was approved, it felt like the universe was finally rewarding us for surviving the impossible. I remember staring at her message and feeling something deep inside me crack open with relief. I sat down, overwhelmed, and whispered to myself, "We did it." When she arrived at the airport in my country, she looked exhausted from the 24-hour journey, but radiant with relief. Her hair was messy, her eyes were tired, but when she saw me, her entire face softened in a way I had dreamed about for years. I held her so tightly I could feel her heartbeat. For the first time in years, I didn't have to imagine what she felt like in my arms. I had her, warm and real. That first week was everything I thought our life would be. We visited my relatives, met my friends, walked through the city at night, laughed over small things, cooked dinner together for the first time. I showed her my world, my routines, the places I loved. She looked around with wide, curious eyes, as if she was finally stepping into the life she had been waiting to live. For a moment, it felt like the 3 years of pain had been worth it. But truth has a way of slipping through cracks you didn't even know existed. It started with something small. Her phone. I picked it up casually, just to check the time. And that's when I saw it. A single archived WhatsApp chat. A locked conversation. A man's name I didn't recognize. A strange chill ran through me, a quiet alarm. Still, I told myself not to jump to conclusions. I opened it. Inside, I found messages and images that didn't belong in the life we had built. Selfies she sent him while on her flight, pictures of her freshly done nails, a message thanking him for the beautiful day they spent together before she left. My heart tightened. I asked her about it, trying to stay calm. She told me he was just a friend of a friend, someone who helped her buy a suitcase because no one else was free. She explained it casually, effortlessly, like she had rehearsed it in her mind. We were with family. I didn't want to confront her in front of them, so I pushed it aside. But the uneasiness stayed with me, like a ghost breathing on my neck. Days passed, nights passed, but the thought would not leave my mind. And then one night, while she slept beside me, I picked up her phone again. The chat was gone. Deleted. Erased like it never existed. A cold panic spread through me. I opened her camera roll, searching for something, anything that would make sense. I found the dessert photo she had sent him. I clicked it. Then I swiped. And there it was. Another photo. Same location tag, but taken a month earlier. Her, naked, in a bed I had never seen. I stopped breathing. I stared at the image, my hands shaking, my mind screaming without making a sound. Everything inside me cracked, split, collapsed, slowly, painfully, like glass shattering in slow motion. When I confronted her, she denied everything at first. Then she admitted one night, then 2 nights. Then, over nearly 2 hours of crying, whispering, breaking down, she finally confessed the full truth. She had been with him for almost 2 months, 2 to 3 nights a week, while we were married, while she was waiting to join me, while I was working myself to exhaustion to build our future. She stopped only during the 10 days I visited her. She cheated before I arrived, she cheated after I left. Her reasons spilled out chaotically. She said the long distance crushed her, the waiting drained her. She felt lonely, lost, hopeless. She said she didn't feel wanted, didn't feel connected, didn't feel like she had a life anymore. She said he was a moment of comfort, a mistake she kept falling into, a distraction she used to escape her sadness. She said she regrets it now, that being here, in my country, in my home, with my family around her, opened her eyes to what she almost threw away. She said she had never felt so loved, so supported, so secure as she did in that first week with me. She said she would do anything to fix this. But the thing about betrayal is that it doesn't just break trust. It breaks timelines. It breaks memories. It breaks your sense of reality. Everything we lived for 3 years suddenly felt contaminated. Every promise suddenly felt empty. Every sacrifice suddenly felt stupid. I had made her a priority in ways I had never done for anyone. She was the first woman I introduced to my family in 7 years. I invested thousands of dollars. I traveled across continents. I planned entire pieces of my life around our future. I sacrificed jobs, comfort, friendships, time. And while I was doing all that, she was giving someone else the parts of herself that were mine. Last week, I was genuinely happy for the first time in years. Tonight, I feel like I'm standing inside the ruins of a life that no longer exists. Now I'm stuck between the version of her that I believed in and the version of her that betrayed me. Between the life I built and the truth that destroyed it. Between the love I still feel and the self-respect I'm terrified of losing. Tell me honestly, if you were in my place, what would you choose? Is there any real future after a betrayal this deep, this deliberate, this repeated? Please share your advice, your experiences, anything. Right now, I'm fighting a battle inside myself, and I don't know which side deserves to win.